episode of Storytime with Pastor Becky. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to hear a story in just a few minutes about a group of kids that were playing a game that I've never heard of called Icy Bop Ball. Have you ever heard of that? That made me think of a time when I was at camp with my friends, and during free time we were in the pool and we invented a game called Poolie Ball. And the way Poolie Ball worked is we would take an empty pop can and fill it with water and put it on the edge of the pool. And then we'd take a ball, like maybe a ball about this big, not a hard ball, kind of a soft ball, maybe a playground ball. And then we'd pick teams and we would jump in the pool and we would throw the ball to each other. And the way that your team would score is if your ball knocked over the can that was on the side of the pool. We played that not just for minutes, not just for hours, not just for days. We played that over and over for years, Poolie Ball. And we taught it to other friends who came to go to camp. Poolie Ball was a big thing, and it was a lot of fun too. So today's story is not about Poolie Ball. It's not even about being in summertime. It's about being in the snow, and it's about Icy Bop Ball, but it's even more about doing the right thing. Enjoy today's story. Today's story is called Boggin, Blitzy, and Sleater the Cheater. It is from the Rhymetime Book of Christian Virtues, and the story is written by Michael Waite and illustrated by Barbara DeRosa. If you're ever out walking and go too far north, where the winter winds whistle and snow gushes forth, and blizzards are howling, and polar bears growling, and things are so cold, not a creature is prowling. And still, if you wonder a teeny bit longer, the snow growing deeper, the sun growing stronger, you'll come to a village that's made out of snow, all the huts in a row, with their windows aglow. The village of Fruzelberg. You ought to know. A while ago, long ago, quite a while back, in a small hut at the end of the track, two Fruzel kids lived with their father and mother. Boggin was one, and Blitzy the other. Noons in the summer and nights in the fall, Boggin and Blitzy played Icy Bop Ball, an odd little game, you might guess by the name, but whether it snowed or it glowed or it rained, their Fruzel friends came and they played just the same. That's how it went for a jolly long time, till something occurred that was rather a crime. A Fruzel named Sleater came over one day, bringing some buddies from Black Blizzard Bay. He came up to say that they wanted to play, but he thought that they ought to play different that day. And they sneered and they jeered and made quite a display. "A contest is needed," said Sleater aloud. "Let's have a match. We've got quite a crowd. It's us against you, and we get to start. See, I know the rules because I'm so smart." And then with those words, Sleater flew like a dart, throwing the other team's players apart. The Icy Bop Ball blasted into their net. That was the nastiest trick they'd seen yet. 10 points, shouted Sleater. "We're in the lead." And then he tripped Boggin. What a dastardly deed. For quite a long while, the game went the same. Sleater the cheater was showing no shame. The other team's goals were no good, he would claim, and tempers were growing as hot as a flame. He told them they fouled. "No pushing," he growled. "My shot," he howled. And then when he missed, "It's a goal," Sleater scowled. Boggin and Blitzy grew mad as a bee. They called a team meeting under a tree. "They're cheating," said Blitzy. "That's clear to see. Since they're going to cheat, then why shouldn't we?" From that moment on, the game turned to war. No one could tell who was cheating the more. They lied on their score. Oh, how tempers did soar. They fought, and what's more, Icy Bot Ball wasn't fun like before. At the end of the game, both teams claimed that they won, but no one said things like, "My, wasn't that fun?" Instead, they all shouted, "We'll play you again. You'd better watch out, 'cause we'll whomp you then." So angry and jumpy, bruised up and bumpy, they all shuffled home feeling nasty and grumpy. Boggin and Blitzy both sat at the table. They didn't eat much, for they didn't feel able. They fumed and they grumbled the whole supper long, till Dad finally asked them, "Kids, what is wrong?" "It's Sleater the cheater," cried Blitzy aloud. "He's ruined our game. I hope he feels proud. It used to be fun to play Icy Bot Ball, but with Sleater the cheater, it's no fun at all." "That's too bad," said Dad, "that they cheated so. You must feel quite proud that you didn't cheat, though." "Oh my," sniffled Boggin, "but we cheated too. I guess that we didn't know what else to do. We've cheated, and that means we're just like old Sleater. I can't face the world. I'm a miserable cheater. I'll hide in my room, keep it dark as a tomb." And Boggin dropped onto the table in gloom. Now, said his mother, "don't be upset. Your chance to play fair is not over yet. The next time you play in a game against Sleater, ignore what he does, 'cause he's only a cheater. If you get mad and you don't want to play, rather than cheating, just walk straight away. Just play to have fun. And in the long run, you'll make lots of friends for the fairness you've done." The very next day on the Icy Bop rink, guess who showed up? Who do you think? It was Sleater and all of his terrible team. "Let's play," Sleater shouted. "You're gonna get creamed." Called a team meeting and made up a plan to stop all this cheating. The whole team agreed that the plan would succeed, and they thought it was better than cheating, indeed. When the game started up, old Sleater went to it. He grabbed Boggin's hat and suddenly threw it. He tied up their net. He got their coats wet, pushing and shoving and cheating, and yet Boggin and Blitzy just didn't get mad. The nicer they played, the more Sleater did bad. Soon, when the score had reached 90-0, Sleater was feeling like quite a great hero. But some of his teammates were feeling quite badly. "Why don't we play fair now?" said one fellow sadly. "Let's play by the rules," another one said. "What does it matter? We're so far ahead." "Whose team are you on?" Sleater screamed in a fit. "My team or the sissies? Then why don't you quit?" With those awful words, the ball game stopped dead, and Sleater the cheater's face turned all red, for all of his teammates were staring at him, staring and glaring and looking quite grim. "We're sick of this cheating," his teammates all growled. "We've tripped and we've pushed and we've constantly fouled. The other team wants to play fair, and that's good. With just one less player, we think that we could." And they picked Sleater up into the air and carried him off to a snowbank somewhere. They gave him a throw out into the snow and shouted, "We don't need your cheating, you know. So get lost, take a hike. You might as well go." The rest of the day, they played Icy Bop Ball. which they played just for fun without cheating at all. Boggin and Blitzy received many thanks for playing so fairly despite all the pranks. And the best thing of all, the kids found as they played, when nobody cheated, new friendships were made. So noons in the summer and nights in the fall, the Fruzel kids came to play icy bop ball, and Sleater the cheater would watch from the hill. As far as I know, he's sitting there still. Well, that was an interesting story, wasn't it? Did you think, like I did, that Sleater the cheater was just going to get away with it? Have you ever seen that happen where people are doing the wrong things and you think, I think they're going to get away with it? I know that happens with me. And then sometimes I'm tempted to do the wrong thing. If they can get away with being wrong, well, then maybe I can too. That is not how God wants us to live life, is it? No, He gives us His word, the Bible, as a way to encourage us and show us how to live life the right way. In Hebrews 10, here's a verse for you in verse 24. Let us think of ways to motivate one another to acts of love and good works. That's the Storytime Challenge. I want you to think of ways to motivate, that's like encourage other people to acts of love and good works. Challenge yourself to this. Pray and say, God, can you help me think of ways to motivate and encourage other people? Can you think of ways that I can have acts of love and maybe a good work? You hear stories all the time of kids deciding to start a lemonade stand to raise money to help someone else. Maybe God has a plan for you in that way too. Maybe not a lemonade stand, but He might have another idea for you. Boggin and Blitzy did the right thing in the end, didn't they? They motivated not just their own team, but the kids on Sleater the cheater's team too. Did you catch that? They got tired of the cheating. They saw that the other team, Boggin and Blitzy's team, wanted to do the right thing. Wow, what an impact Boggin and Blitzy had. And you know what? God has a plan for you too. So your challenge to spend time and ask God, how can He use you to encourage and motivate others towards acts of love and doing good deeds? I would love to hear what God is telling you. So have your parents get in touch with me and tell me what's going on. Tell me how you lived out this Storytime Challenge. Well, I hope that you have an awesome rest of your week. Maybe you could play poolie ball or icy bop ball, or maybe create your own game too. And remember, Hebrews 10:24. Have a great week.